Dear Starseed, something in you held still just now. And that stillness was not accidental. You paused because a part of you, deeper than thought, recognized that this moment was already written into your path. I am Azuron, a representative of the High Council of Sirius. And what I need you to hear first, before anything else, is this: the weight you have been carrying lately is not evidence that you are losing ground. It is evidence that you are on the edge of something that requires a version of you that has never existed before. By the end of this message, you will understand what your soul has been quietly preparing for, and why the intensity you have been moving through had to reach exactly this level before the next phase could begin. The exhaustion that has settled into your body without a clear reason. The emotions that have been surfacing like deep water suddenly disturbed. The sense that something enormous is gathering just beneath the surface of your life, present but not yet arrived. These are not signs of a soul coming undone. They are signs of a soul being finalized. Like the ocean just before a tide turns. The water seems to pull back, the shore feels exposed, and everything grows unnervingly still. That stillness is not emptiness. It is preparation. Every starseed who carries Sirian codes moves through a compression phase before a major expansion. The pressure you have been feeling is not the universe pushing against you. It is the universe pushing through you, clearing the last of what cannot come with you into what is next. You did not scroll past this. You are still here. That tells me everything about where you are and what you are ready to receive. Stay with me until the end. What comes next is what your soul has been waiting to hear, and I am grateful you are here with me now. Right now, it may feel like the walls of your life are pressing in. Perhaps you feel as though you are caught in an unseen vice, a spiritual crucible tightening around your very being. Not only outside of you, the relentless march of time, the elusive dance of money, the intricate demands of relationships, the crushing weight of responsibilities, the global shifts that echo through your very bones, but inside of you too. Your chest feels tighter than it used to be, a constricting band around your heart space, making each breath feel shallow. Your thoughts, once a gentle hum, are now louder at night, a cacophony of worries and questions that steal your peace and make sleep a distant memory. Your emotions arrive in tumultuous waves that don't ask permission, crashing over you with an intensity that leaves you gasping for air, raw and exposed. Your body is tired in a way sleep doesn't fix, a profound exhaustion that permeates your cells, whispering of a deeper depletion, a cellular recalibration beyond the reach of mere rest. And because the human mind, conditioned by centuries of survival programming, is trained to interpret any form of pressure as a sign of imminent failure, of something fundamentally wrong, you may have found yourself caught in a loop of profound self-questioning. You may have wondered, with a sinking feeling in your stomach, am I losing my way? Have I strayed too far from my path, from the light I once knew? Or perhaps, with a pang of self-reproach, am I doing something wrong? Am I somehow failing this spiritual journey, falling short of what is expected? And the most perplexing question of all, born from this paradoxical experience: why does it feel like nothing is moving forward, like I am utterly stuck in a stagnant pool, even though everything inside and around me feels so incredibly intense, so utterly charged with unseen forces? This internal landscape, beloved one, this profound sense of being compressed, is often mistaken for a breakdown, a regression, a sign that all is falling apart. But I am here to offer you a different truth, a deeper understanding that transcends the mind's immediate fear response. Beloved one, this is not collapse. This is not the end, nor is it a sign of your undoing. This is not a judgment or a punishment from a universe that has deemed you unworthy. Instead, embrace this profound truth. This is compression. It is a sacred alchemical process, a cosmic squeeze. And compression, in the grand dance of creation and evolution, is what happens just before acceleration. Think of the mighty river, its waters swelling with immense power, gathering force and volume, not to break down, but to break through the dam, unleashing a torrent of unstoppable energy that carves new paths and transforms the landscape. Consider the rhythmic tide, pulling back from the shore with immense, silent power, not in retreat, but in preparation for its magnificent return, changing the very shoreline with each successive wave, reshaping the land with its wisdom. A pearl, that luminous gem of pure beauty, is not formed in comfort, in the soft, easy flow of open water. No, it is formed in pressure, in the gritty irritation within the darkness of the oyster's shell, in the deep places, far from superficial light, where the soul learns how to become luminous, self-sustaining, and radiant without needing permission or external validation from any external light source. This is the alchemy of your own becoming. The heaviness you feel, that dense, almost physical weight upon your shoulders and within your spirit, isn't a sign you're failing or falling behind. On the contrary, it is an undeniable sign that your inner architecture, the very foundational blueprint of your energetic and spiritual being, is being rigorously restructured, re-engineered for a grander purpose. Your energy body, that intricate web of subtle currents and luminous fields, is learning how to hold infinitely more light, more truth, more power, without leaking precious essence, without abandoning itself to external demands, without shattering into old, familiar, and ultimately limiting patterns of fear, self-doubt, or codependency. It is being fortified, made more robust, more expansive, capable of containing the vastness of your true self. For many starseeds, those ancient souls who carry the memory of distant cosmic origins, this current experience is perhaps the most profoundly misunderstood threshold of awakening, an initiation veiled in discomfort and confusion. It is precisely the moment, right before the next majestic level of remembrance, the instant before a profound spiritual upgrade, when life becomes strangely tight, almost claustrophobic, when the universe, with its infinite wisdom, seems to meticulously remove every extra space, every convenient distraction, every familiar escape route you use to habitually retreat into. The comfortable corners, the easy diversions, the old coping mechanisms that allowed you to avoid the deep work are systematically being withdrawn, because you are no longer meant to escape, beloved one. The era of spiritual bypass, of external seeking, of fleeing from the profound truth of your own being is drawing to a close. You are no longer called to merely observe or intellectualize your existence. You are meant to inhabit yourself. You are meant to fully occupy the magnificent temple of your being, to reside in the sacred core of your authentic truth, to be wholly present in every cell of your body, every beat of your heart, every flicker of your consciousness. This is why the old distractions, the endless scrolling, the incessant external entertainment, the habitual busyness no longer work the way they used to. They feel unsatisfying, hollow, and ultimately pointless. This is why conversations that once felt engaging can now feel strangely hollow, devoid of genuine connection or depth, leaving you feeling more isolated than before. This is why your intuition, that inner knowing, is louder than ever, piercing through the veil of illusion, yet simultaneously your certainty, your ego's need for clear-cut answers and logical progression, feels quieter, almost absent. This is not because you've lost your gift, your connection, or your spiritual compass. It is because your gift is being rigorously refined, honed like a precious jewel, sharpened like a sacred blade, purified like gold in a celestial fire, prepared for a higher vibration and a deeper application. There are ancient codes within you, embedded in your very DNA, in the crystalline structure of your soul. Sirian codes, yes, echoing with the wisdom of the water planet. But more than that, these are the sacred codes of your original design, your unique cosmic blueprint. These profound codes cannot awaken, cannot fully activate and express themselves within a scattered, fragmented or chaotic system. They demand coherence, a unified field of energy within your being. They require presence, a conscious, unwavering connection to the now, to the truth of this moment. And crucially, they require a nervous system that has been upgraded, strengthened and stabilized, capable of staying with the raw, unfiltered truth, without fleeing, without dissociating, without leaving the body in search of an easier reality. So the pressure comes, not as a punishment for any perceived transgression, but as a divine imperative to gather you, to collect the scattered fragments of your being, to draw your energy inward and upward. Think of it like water being drawn into a narrower passage, a sacred channel, not to diminish its flow, but so that it can become exponentially stronger, more focused, more unstoppable in its trajectory. This focused energy is what will allow you to break through old barriers and carve new realities. That persistent insomnia you've been fighting, that maddening wakefulness in the dead of night, may not be a curse, but rather your energy field, recalibrating and upgrading itself precisely when the world is quiet enough, when the external noise has subsided, for your deeper energetic layers, your subconscious truths, and your higher guidance to rise to the surface of your awareness. That overwhelming emotional intensity, those waves of feeling that threaten to drown you, may actually be old, stagnant energies, ancient griefs, and past traumas, finally losing their suffocating grip as they surface, not to overwhelm you, but to be acknowledged, honored, and ultimately released from your system, making space for new life. That profound exhaustion, that deep weariness that sleep cannot touch, may be the necessary energetic cost of an old identity, a false self, dissolving and shedding its layers, because the part of you that was performing human life, playing roles, adhering to societal expectations, and masking your true brilliance, is now being gently yet firmly asked to retire, to step aside, to make way for the sovereign being you truly are. And if you've been blaming yourself for any of these intense experiences, if you've been labeling yourself lazy, broken, unmotivated, too sensitive, or somehow inadequate, I implore you to stop, gently, completely. Release these harsh judgments from your vocabulary and from your self-perception. You are not weak, fragile, or flawed. You are not failing. You are in preparation. You are in the midst of a profound metamorphosis, a sacred becoming, being readied for a capacity and a purpose far grander than your current self can yet fully comprehend. This is a time of deep inner work, of spiritual excavation and energetic fortification, which requires immense energy and courage. Some healing doesn't come through words, it comes through water. If something stirred within you just now, if a resonance vibrated deep within your soul as these words landed, you may be ready to receive the Sirian water codes. This powerful guide carries sacred techniques channeled from the waters of Sirius, clearing baths, breathing practices, sound activations, and protection rituals designed specifically for starseeds who have always felt called by the ocean. The link is in the first pinned comment, but only for a limited time. There are distinct, recognizable phases to this compression process, and when you can consciously name them, when you understand the spiritual mechanics at play, you naturally begin to stop fearing them. The fear dissipates, replaced by understanding and a sense of profound collaboration. You begin to cooperate with what's happening, allowing yourself to flow with the currents rather than resisting them. much like a wise sailor who stops futilely fighting against the powerful tide and instead learns to read its subtle shifts, to harness its immense power, and to navigate with its flow towards their ultimate destination. First, there is the tightening, the undeniable, often uncomfortable moment. The old world, the old way of being, the old paradigm simply stops fitting you. It feels like an ill-fitting garment, constricting and unbearable. Things that once felt fine, things you tolerated out of habit, obligation, or sheer unawareness, begin to chafe, to irritate your awakened spirit. Your tolerance for noise, for superficiality, for pretense, for shallow connections and meaningless interactions shortens dramatically. You may find yourself feeling irritable, restless, profoundly aware of every single thing that is misaligned with your burgeoning truth. This isn't you becoming difficult, demanding, or unpleasant. This is you becoming profoundly honest, aligning with a deeper integrity that can no longer compromise itself. The pristine waters within you, the pure currents of your soul, are refusing to carry what isn't true, authentic, or resonant anymore. They are actively purging the inauthentic, creating space for your true essence to emerge. Then comes the heaviness, the deep, often perplexing pull downward into what feels like the abyss. This is the phase where many starseeds, accustomed to upward trajectories and linear progress, panic because the conditioned mind automatically labels downward motion as regression, as a step backward, a failure to ascend. But in the profound wisdom of water, beloved one, downward is never failure. Downward is depth. It is the journey into the rich, fertile soil of your being, into the unseen foundations. You are being drawn by an irresistible cosmic current into the deeper, often unexamined parts of yourself, the hidden chambers and forgotten caverns of your soul, the aspects you avoided, repressed, or ignored because you were in a mode of mere survival. And now, in this sacred descent, you are finally ready to truly live, to integrate every fragmented piece of your being. You may grieve here, in this profound depth, without knowing exactly what you're grieving: a past self, a lost timeline, an unspoken dream, an ancestral burden. You may cry tears that flow without a clear story, tears that are simply the release of ancient held energy. You may feel old memories, dormant traumas, and forgotten energies ripple up like silt from the riverbed, brought to the surface for cleansing. Let them come. Nothing is wrong. The water is clearing, purifying your inner landscape. Then comes the stillness, the profound pause that often looks, from an external perspective, like absolutely nothing is happening. This phase can feel like being held suspended in place, a cosmic limbo. Plans that seem so clear suddenly slow down, momentum disappears, and you may experience a profound sense that the universe has gone utterly quiet, withdrawing its guidance or its visible support. But still water is not dead water, beloved one. Still water is gathering itself, collecting its immense power, consolidating its energy, deepening its wisdom. This is the calm pool before the next great descent or the next magnificent surge forward. The quiet, receptive basin where your entire system learns to stabilize, to find its true center amidst the turbulence. Your sacred geometry, the energetic blueprint of your being, is being meticulously rethreaded, recalibrated. Your inner architecture, the energetic framework of your soul, is remembering its original pristine design, shedding layers of distortion and interference. You are not being delayed. You are being anchored deeply and securely into your authentic self and the core of the earth. Then comes the sensitivity, the heightened, often overwhelming awareness of energy in all its forms. Suddenly, with a visceral clarity, you can feel what truly belongs to you and what does not, what resonates with your truth, and what is an energetic intrusion. Certain people, once tolerated, now drain you instantly, leaving you depleted and raw. Certain places feel like a heavy, suffocating fog, clouding your clarity and dampening your spirit. Your body, once perhaps ignored or taken for granted, becomes a finely tuned instrument again, a sophisticated energetic antenna, and it simply does not tolerate distortion, falsehood, or low vibrations. This is not you becoming fragile, easily broken, or overly delicate. This is you becoming profoundly precise, discerning, and exquisitely attuned to the subtle energies of life, like a master musician whose ear cannot tolerate a single false note. The more your frequency refines, the less you can authentically live or thrive in environments, relationships, or situations that require you to dim your magnificent light, to shrink your presence, or to compromise your truth. This can undoubtedly be a lonely phase, as old connections fall away and new ones have not yet fully formed. But it is also the profound beginning of true belonging, because you are no longer bonding through shared wounds, through trauma, or through superficial agreements. You are learning to resonate through truth, through authentic frequency, attracting connections that truly nourish and elevate your soul. Then comes the release, the natural, often effortless shedding of what was never meant to stay, like old bark falling from a growing tree. This is where ingrained patterns, deeply etched into your psyche, begin to break. Old, self-sabotaging habits, once clung to for comfort or familiarity, simply drop away, losing their energetic grip. You may find yourself inexplicably losing interest in things, activities, or even goals you once clung to, realizing they were never truly yours to begin with. Relationships may significantly shift, not because you're actively abandoning anyone, but because you are no longer energetically available for the old roles you used to play, the compromises you once made, or the expectations you once fulfilled. You might feel a profound sense of guilt here, a pang of self-reproach for changing, for evolving beyond past agreements. You might feel a surge of fear, a primal terror of the unknown, of the emptiness left by what is departing. You might even feel an intense urge to go back, to revert to the old ways, just to make the uncomfortable pressure, the raw vulnerability of release, stop. But the mighty river, in its relentless, sacred journey to the sea, does not apologize for moving forward, for carving new paths, for leaving old banks behind. It simply flows with an inherent wisdom and an unstoppable force. What was never truly yours, what was only ever an external imposition or a learned survival mechanism, begins to effortlessly slide off you like water from a duck's back. Expectations from others, the crippling burden of people-pleasing, the crushing weight of over-responsibility for everyone else's happiness, the old, ingrained need to prove yourself worthy to a world that was often too asleep or too conditioned to recognize your unique, undeniable brilliance. All of it begins to dissolve, making way for your authentic self. And finally, there is the opening, the glorious, expansive moment the compression gives way, like a flower unfurling its petals after a long period of tight preparation. This opening does not always arrive with dramatic fireworks, grand pronouncements, or external fanfare. Often it manifests as a quiet click, a gentle shift deep inside your being. A subtle softness returns to your chest, where once there was tightness, allowing for deeper, freer breaths. A sudden clarity emerges, like the sun breaking through dense clouds, illuminating a path forward that was previously obscured. You experience a natural no that doesn't come with panic, guilt, or the need for lengthy justification, but simply as a clear, resonant boundary. And a natural yes that doesn't come with hesitation, self-doubt, or the need for external validation, but simply as an authentic, joyful alignment. In this phase, energy returns, not the frantic, anxiety-driven kind of energy that depletes you, but the clean, pure, sustainable kind. It feels like the tide turning, a powerful, effortless flow moving inward, nourishing and replenishing. You begin to receive again, not because you forced it, not because you manipulated circumstances, but because you have now built the capacity, the energetic vessel, to hold it, to integrate it, to welcome it into your expanded being. You may notice synchronicities intensify, weaving a tapestry of divine guidance in your daily life. Dreams become vividly clear, carrying profound messages and insights from other realms. The innate pull toward water, toward sacred sound, toward deep communion with nature, and toward sacred solitude grows stronger, beckoning you back to your primal connection. And you realize with a profound sense of awe and gratitude, what you initially thought was a breakdown, a collapse, a moment of profound spiritual crisis, was actually your entire system meticulously building a new, more expansive, more luminous vessel, perfectly designed to hold the next magnificent iteration of your divine self. Now, let this land deeply within the fertile soil of your soul. The immense pressure you've been under, the profound compression that has shaken your foundations, is not evidence that you're off path, that you've made a wrong turn, or that you are somehow misguided. On the contrary, it is unequivocal evidence that you are incredibly close. You are close to embodying a version of you that doesn't abandon itself, that stands firm in its worth, that honors its needs and boundaries above all else. You are close to stepping into a sacred mission that doesn't require self-sacrifice, depletion, or the diminishment of your own light, but rather demands your full, radiant presence and authentic expression. You are close to discovering and embodying a way of being on Earth that feels as natural and effortless as breathing, rather than a constant, exhausting performance for external validation. The human mind, with its linear logic and its insatiable need for control, keeps frantically asking for a detailed map, a step-by-step guide to navigate this intense terrain. But what's happening within you and through you is far older than the mind, far more ancient than any intellectual construct. It is the primal, intuitive intelligence of the ocean itself, shaping the shoreline of your existence, one magnificent, deliberate wave at a time, with infinite patience and profound wisdom. This is precisely why you couldn't fix it with a new routine, a new diet, or a new external strategy. These were superficial solutions to a profound, soul-level transformation. This is why you couldn't simply think your way out of it, or logically analyze your way to clarity. The mind is a tool, not the master of this process. This is why your soul, with its unwavering wisdom, kept pulling you inward, demanding your deep attention, even when your ego desperately begged for outward progress, for visible achievements and external validation. Because your next acceleration, your next evolutionary leap, your next profound level of awakening can only truly arrive when you are coherent, when every aspect of your being, from your physical body to your highest spiritual essence, is aligned, integrated, and functioning as a unified field of truth. And coherence, that exquisite state of inner harmony and power, is always born through compression. Think of the ancient builders by the majestic Nile, who understood the profound principles of enduring creation. They knew that structures meant to last, to withstand the tests of time and the forces of nature, are not erected quickly, hastily, or without deep respect for the elements. Instead, they are meticulously aligned, perfectly measured, exquisitely balanced, and built with a profound awareness of unseen forces, of cosmic geometries, of the sacred flow of energy. You, beloved one, are being built like that. A magnificent, enduring temple of light, fortified and refined for an extraordinary purpose. So, if you've been feeling tired, profoundly weary to your bones, let your tiredness be holy. Honor it as a sacred communication from your system, an urgent plea for integration, for deep rest, for allowing the vast changes to settle within you. If you've been emotional, experiencing waves of grief, anger, or sadness, let the waves come without judgment or resistance. They are not here to drown you, but to carry old, stagnant weight, ancient stories, and released energies out to the boundless sea of collective consciousness, cleansing your inner waters. If you've been awake at night, caught in the grip of insomnia, don't call it a punishment or a curse. Call it recalibration, a sacred adjustment of your energetic field. Instead of fighting it, breathe slowly, deeply, and intentionally, allowing the profound waters within you to settle, to find their natural equilibrium in the quiet stillness of the night. You are not being tested to see if you're worthy, for your worth is inherent, immutable, and eternal. You are being shaped meticulously and divinely to hold and express the magnificent truth of what you already are, a sovereign, luminous being of infinite potential. Tonight, if it feels right, if a gentle whisper from your soul encourages you, place your hands softly over your heart, connecting with its sacred rhythm, and say quietly with profound intention, "I remember who I am. I trust the waters that carried me here, through all the depths and the currents. I'm ready to flow into what comes next, with grace and courage." And then, no forcing, no striving, no frantic chasing after external outcomes, no need to prove your worth to anyone, least of all yourself. Just presence, just breath, deep and sustaining, just the river of your being, remembering its sacred way to the boundless, unifying sea. Before you go, leave one word in the comments, just one, that describes what you felt during this message. Then find someone else's word and respond with encouragement. This isn't just a comment section. It's a space where starseeds recognize each other, and that recognition carries more power than you know. If something in this message touched you, share it with someone who needs to hear it. And if you'd like to keep receiving these transmissions, subscribe. The waters of Sirius will carry us to the next one. You're not just watching, you're remembering. This is your space, and I'm grateful you were here.